turn that around. You shoot the agenda in the header. We got somebody else.
Interesting. Okay, I think what is next? We're shooting the agenda for our people. That's the agenda, guys.
Well, it's not currently Zoom.
Everybody, breathe in and out. Breathe in through it and out. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale on SH. Let it all out. Breathe in slowly and out. Have it A flat. Hold it with a mat. Of my heart. No, that's the vowel. Life would be not. Heart of my heart. Heart of my heart, I love you. Gotta watch. Life would be not without you. Light of my life, my darling. Forget you never, from one hair can say you'll be mine forever. Cool. All right, that's warm up, ladies and gentlemen. So we shall get on with the show. But before we do, before we get on with the show, listen to this guy.
We'll call him Rod. Rod's a musicality judge, which I respect greatly. I always tell people when I do emails, my ear's not quite good enough to be a singing judge, and I'm not near smart enough to be a musicality judge. So I do what's left. Performance. Rod is a judge. He is a chorus director. He's a quartet singer. He is the executive vice president of the Sunshine District. So unlike most musicians, apparently he can administer stuff. And he's going to work with us tonight on several different things. We're going to sing 6 songs that we already sing, and he's going to mess with us about how we might make them more effective. Second thing he's going to be doing is he's going to be watching how Josh conducts and giving him some tips, because he's done that sort of thing before. And I don't remember what the third thing is, so it can't be important. Please welcome Rod Stewart.
Good to see y'all.
I got a chance to do something for the Christmas concert. It was the light day theater that show we had the guys from Naples, we had Fort Myers Chef, we had the women's chef that I directed down with Coastal Voices in the gospel choir for church too, so that was a blast. I thought you guys, I was telling Josh and Dave earlier when had a chance to hear you guys. I thought the chorus was doing a nice job. You're already singing pretty well, so Josh is obviously doing some fine work with you guys already. So that's really nice stuff. As far as the night goes, I want you guys to just be relaxed. You don't have to fill on pins and needles. Yeah, we're probably going to play and try some different things, whatever. And anytime you try some new skills, whatever, sometimes you trip over your feet doing that. That's perfectly fine. That's part of the learning process. For the most part, what I'm going to be doing is letting Josh do his thing, whatever. But I like to have, if we're going to sing a song, like you sing the song one time through the entire time first before we start getting into there and making it solid. But I'll give you a couple different techniques, whatever, along the way here that I can layer on top of some things that you're already doing. I actually want to start with by going back to doing another run through with part of my part and talk about some things just in terms of how you're following Josh. Again, it's actually going pretty well, so you should feel good about the starting point. It's pretty good. But there's some things that we can do to fine tune that so that if he wants to move something along. A lot of times in the barbershop style, we do a lot of rubato. We don't just keep it straight time, as you guys know. Sometimes we find a word and we hold on a while, other times we rush ahead. And to do that well means you have to be really, sticky hands on the director. Like whatever he does, you got to be ready to respond. So there's one simple trick I can give you for that I think will help tidy that up. The other thing I want to do is a little bit. You were doing some work earlier when you had been doing the, finding the unison and then moving around that. Did you taught them slack too?
Yes.
Let's do a little bit of work on starting with slack and getting deeper than that. I know that Josh, so the nice thing is that he's already been teaching some of these concepts, so I can layer on some you already know. Every now and then, as you guys do your starts, I hear a little bit of a wobble attack, where there's a little bit of thick in the sound whenever you get it. So, or there'll be just a little bit of an attack there. That's what I mean by a wobble attack, where it's like you're trying to sing an E out. E, and there's just like this chaos going on at the beginning of that attack, and that's because we're not quite ready to create that sound, or we're not sure, like, well, what if I do it and my neighbor does something different? So you're like waiting to jump in. So you have to, and so part of this is we're playing the fourth game, you just have to go and trust everybody else is with you. But what that usually means is you've got to make sure that the singing mechanism is ready to go. So every now and then I do hear a little bit of that harder start, so just so you know what I mean by the slack, right? You get like that squeaky gate sound. That's what we're going for. You can hear how easily I'm just playing that in there with that pitch. A lot of times with our basses, it's okay to just a little bit of thick rather than thin on that. I like a little bit of thick at the bass sound. I'm okay with some of that. But even that has to be managed. If you're going, so probably not going to affect line up as well as you want. So a lot of what we do is about resonance, about creating overtones, and that's where having everybody really how we're making our sound is not so important. So let's do a little bit more of that and just play a little bit of that slack to fit it start. Make sure that we like the support sound for that. The other thing I like that Josh was doing is there's a method to his madness, if you already know. Like he's making you, because who knows what you're doing all day, right? He's trying to make you hit the ground thinking, right? So that exercise of clapping and the counting, all that's all stuff that's designed with the brain. So really good stuff.
Oh, good. So we're going to give me just a flat. Actually, not A flat. Just in unison, go, like you said, we're going to go from slack into thin. I've explained that before. But slack, not quite a vocal fry. So here's the pitch. Think that pitch. So right before you phonate, there's that slack position. When we do that, think of that pitch. Here's the pitch. Go ahead. You're not quite phonating the pitch. And then you go. Yes, just like that. So here's the pitch again. We'll slap. Yeah, that's very nicely done. Here's the pitch. Let's try this. Go straight to that thing. Don't slack this time. Here's pitch.
got somebody who did a little bit you're ready for it.
Yeah, think of, like we said, right on top. Big pitch.
So now, being there on time, again, doesn't mean that hurt. Some of you had that glottal attack. I heard a little bit of, I even hard than I heard. Yeah, that's the glottal. Just right into it. Better, yes, nice.
One more time. Watch.
So now let's scoop some ears, slide them into it. Where that is, come to the top. Beautiful. That was very good.
One more time.
Beautiful.
We're starting to get more together too.
Yep, and then a couple there, come back to right. That's right there.
One more time.
Beautiful. Yeah. Now, what you're probably realizing that's coming to that right is what I heard that time, a couple times actually, is you're getting the air moving before you phone it. That's the trick. If you try to do it all at the same time, you're always going to get the glottis in there. So when the warm air is moving before you start making that sound, it's a beautiful start.
For some of the analytical brains too, some people have often said you add a little H in front of it, the tiniest of H's, because also you don't want it's too much air. But yes, you want the airflow. That's how you get that nice fit. We'll do that one more time and we'll try to chord.
Is it making a difference right now?
Yeah, we're still using on top. Here we go. Let's try on our chord. Your pitch. Very nice. One more time.
There's some of you here that show a little bit of an act before that. I would love it if we don't have that.
Yeah.
We don't need that extra little prep.
The phrase of wanting to sing on the breath, is that
Yeah.
also within
It
the
is. Some other concepts some of these. So for many years in PHS, we used to teach like taking deep breaths whenever we were doing whatever, and that's really not what we need. And so what I'm going to have you do is, I'm going to do this. Like what we're going to call this the Captain Morgan. I'm going to